Here's Matt in Long Valley on the Fan. Matty, good morning. How you doing today, Spank?
Hello.
What is up?
Do you think Woody Johnson is finally kicking himself for not going the extra mile and not spending the extra dollars to get Basking Ridge's own Dan Quinn as their head coach?
I think he's so knee-deep in Trump's back pocket in London, England right now that it's not on his radar. And it should be because he, and again, Quinn's got Matt Ryan. He's got Julio Jones. He's got Gabriel. He's got, I mean, on and on and on. He's got talent.
They picked up Mohamed Sadu. They drafted offensive linemen, and then, of course, their defense is okay. It's not great.
Yeah, but they got talent there.
Yeah, some talent.
So, I mean, if Dan Quinn came here, he's not in the Super Bowl this year, I can tell you that.
I mean, he kind of built a defense that really doesn't have a whole lot of super standouts. I mean, he's just really molded something spectacular.
That's why I brought it up an hour ago. And when you go back and you look at this particular playoff season and you take stock of the fact that the New York Jets could have had Dan Quinn and didn't, and the dominoes that fell as a result of that decision, where we wind up with John Idzik, not Dan Quinn, we fire Rex, we bring in Todd Bowles, who has zero personality for the job. And you've seen that now week after week on the sideline because Rex doesn't go to Atlanta. He's forced into Buffalo. He goes to Buffalo. They beat the Jets. The whole thing is FUBAR. You know why?
Why?
Because there are some franchises and some people that, for whatever reason, maybe no fault of their own, are born under a dark, bad, negative moon and sun and sky, and no matter what they do to try to put themselves in a better position, they're like the mush. It always goes the wrong way. There might be little glimpses of it, of success. Ooh, Mark Sanchez, AFC Championship game. Ooh, let's do that again. Ooh, 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 ooh. And then what do? We take a young developing quarterback with no talent around him at all, but a very good defense. We go to not one, but two AFC Championship games. But that ain't good enough for us because we got to win the goddamn Snoopy Bowl and beat the Giants in August. So we put Mark Sanchez Bay out there in harm's way against a bunch of guys that'll never see the light of day in the NFL, but want to make a name for themselves. So they knock Mark out, and goody, 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 tutti frutti, goody, goody. Now we have Geno Smith. Listen, Mark Sanchez has become what he is. He's an average to middle backup now. But you had a growing, developing quarterback that won 4 road playoff games. 4, and you can't name me a long-term wide receiver that played with Mark that's still around. So it's hodgepodge. And then what? Let's make sure we win a trophy in August because we're going to shove it up the Giants' asses. Meanwhile, they've got 2 Super Bowl wins, right? And then we go John Idzik. And then we...
The beginning of the end for Mike Tannenbaum was the signing of Tim Tebow.
And then we got Tim Tebow.
I mean, come on.
Mike Tannenbaum. I still think that was the owner, not Mike, but a lot of people have told me it was Mike Tannenbaum all the
owner?
way.
You know, I'll tell you what
Sell
the owner...
tickets,
I'll tell
get
you what
attention.
the owner was. This is how the owner meddles. The owner was Darrelle Revis.
Darrelle Revis, that was all Woodrow.
Definitely the owner. Definitely.
And I'm looking at him saying, if you take the last 5 years of Jet football,
yes.
I mean, man, we were right there. I mean, we were not the best team, not saying we were.
I'll tell you
Mark
one
Sanchez was not the greatest quarterback. But you know what? If I go back and I take Mark Sanchez's first 2 years as an NFL quarterback, and I compare them to the first 2 years of damn near anybody that played the sport, Mark Sanchez looks good. And turns out he's not.
Well, listen.
But we don't know if they had actually properly developed him. Imagine Mark Sanchez in year 5 with the proper tutelage and Eric Decker and Brandon Marshall and a legitimate running game. All of a sudden, Mark Sanchez is the legendary, most successful, iconic, put his name in the rafters, better than Namath, better than O'Brien, better than Todd, better than Esiason, better than Vinny, better than Favre. He would be the face of the franchise. Mark effing Sanchez. And what do we have instead? Gee, we like Geno. We like Christian. We like Bryce. We like we like Ryan.
There's so much dispute in everything that he's saying right now. I just don't have the effort or the energy. I shouldn't say effort. Energy to put the effort in to fight everything that he's saying.
What I'm saying is gospel.
Here, it's actually laughable.
What I'm saying is the gospel. Oh, let's go get Tim Tebow. Oh, here's one better.
Like Craig.
Thank you. Let's get a coach who'd be better off being a voiceover specialist for
no dose.
Tom Hanks' best friend in Forrest Gump. I like shrimp. Good. Eat all the shrimp you want, Bubba. Then being the head coach of the Jets. And all I got to say is this. Monday night against the Colts. Just remember that game. Mike Pence is here. Ambassador Johnson sitting next to him in his thin European tie. I should have known he was going back then. He dresses like a goddamn European businessman with the thin tie and the hat that doesn't fit right. Talking about non-athletic regular people. He's the king of the NARPs. Yeah, I care about the Jets doing well. That's you care. Go to London. Don't come back. Hopefully Christopher Johnson has some, as they say, seckle and can actually get the job done and recognize that we need to clean house and start fresh. That's what we need. Someone to lead the franchise.
All right, so
we need Hal Steinbrenner.
I can't argue.
That's what we need.
I can't argue with everything you said, but I will say this. The one thing that you probably just kind of glossed over a little bit is that Rex Ryan, for a time there, was a pain in Bill Belichick's arse.
That's right.
He was.
He beat him in a playoff game there.
Yes.
How you like me now? Think about that. Rex Ryan. Oh, Rex Ryan's got to go. Yeah, he beat Peyton Manning in Indianapolis. He beat Tom Brady in New England. And they damn near came back.
And beat Ben Roethlisberger in Pittsburgh.
If a certain offensive coordinator would call the right plays from the 3-yard line, should have beaten the Steelers too. Horrendous first quarter. Defensively, we were terrible in that game, if you remember. And then we're coming back, and then we're throwing passes. What are we doing? That was 6 years ago today, by the way.
Oh, how about that?
6 years ago today. Today is the 6th anniversary. The 6th anniversary of Jets-Steelers AFC Championship game. Now, take stock of what's happened in your life and in sports in New York in those 6 years. Today's an anniversary. An anniversary of the last time the Jets were relevant.
Wow.
When we had hope that, you know what, we might go to a Super Bowl.
Wow.
Like I said to my kids last night, as the Patriots were celebrating, as the Falcons were celebrating, I go, could you envision what it would be like for you to be watching, they love the Jets.
Yeah.
Watching the Jets close out a championship game and to know that your team was going to a Super Bowl. I've never experienced that. And they go, Daddy, go F yourself.
They did not do that.
I took that as a father. Instead of spanking my kids and punishing them for that type of reaction, they go, it's because of you that we're Jet fans.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You did this to us. You created this, man.
So that just makes it all the more sweeter when it finally happens.
When it happens, Boomer, I'm telling you now, I'm going to take a few days off.